welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
Okay, hello and welcome to the official podcast of the Northern Counties East League. And after what seems like the shortest summer break ever, the new Macron Northern Counties East League season kicks off on Friday evening, and it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing yet, with both divisions looking really competitive. The opening fixture is an exciting one as Maltby Main welcome newly promoted Doncaster City to Muglet Lane. All 42 teams are involved in the opening weekend, with the game between Loughtown and Appleby Frodingham taking place at 3:30 on Sunday as part of a groundhog weekend involving the UCL. Our Premier Division again features 20 clubs this year after the resignation of Farsley Celtic, and the new teams in the division are Liversedge and Sheffield, both relegated from the Northern Premier League Division 1 East, Horbury Town, who promoted as Division 1 champions, and Wombwell Town, who were the Division 1 playoff winners. Departures see Hallam and Silsden going up to the Northern Premier League, and Goole and Winterton Rangers relegated to Division 1. On to Division 1, and that features 22 teams again, as per last season. Our new entrants include Crowell Colts, Doncaster City, and Leeds UFCA, who have all been promoted from regional feeder leagues. Route 1 Rovers, who've transferred from North West Counties League, and Goole and Winterton, who we've already mentioned, were relegated from the Premier Division. Leaving us, Horbury Town and Wombwell promoted, Shelley, who resigned from the league at the end of last season, and Swallow Nest, who've been moved laterally down to the UCL. Finally, Yorkshire Amateurs, who finished bottom and were relegated to the feeder league. Both leagues look really difficult to predict, with a number of teams being tipped to do well. Now, usually when I tip a team to win the league, it's seen as the kiss of death, and clubs have even asked me not to tip them. So this year, I'm listing a number of teams that I think will do well, and hopefully, if any of these teams struggle, I won't get the blame. In the Premier Division, the two sides relegated from the Northern Premier League are expected to challenge near the top. Sheffield showed a massive improvement in the second half of last season under manager Bill Powell, but have left themselves too much to do to stay up after a poor start to the season. They managed to keep Powell in charge and look to have built a powerful squad. Liversedge moved quickly in the summer to appoint Thackley manager Danny Forrest as their new boss. Again, they look to have a really strong squad in place. The sides beaten in last season promotions playoffs, Golker United, Beverley Town and Thackley, will be hoping to challenge again, although it remains to be seen how Thackley will cope with the loss of the aforementioned Forest and a number of key players. Newly promoted sides Horbury Town and Wombwell Town will be looking to make further progress in the new campaign and push for a second successive promotion. Albion Sports, Campion, Handsworth, Penistone Church and even down to Pickering all narrowly missed out on the playoffs last year, just a number of points out. They'll all be hoping for a top 5 finish this season. Rossington Main found their second season in the Premier Division to be tougher than the first, but they've also recruited well in the summer under manager Greg Young and will look for an improvement in the new campaign. Frickley will also be looking to improve after flirting with relegation for most of last season. One team that I'm tipping to do well, I apologise to them in advance, I've not seen many other people tipping them, is Bottisford Town. New manager Lee Herrick has added to what was already a talented young squad, and I feel they may surprise a few people this year. In Division 1, again, the two relegated sides will be looking to bounce back at the first attempt. Goole had an excellent second half of last season, but like Sheffield, had ultimately left themselves too much to do to survive. The Vikings have retained most of last season's squad and also look to have made some excellent additions. Winterton Rangers have undertaken a complete rebuild under new manager Robbie Start and will be hoping for a solid campaign. Ambitious Doncaster City will look to challenge in their first season at Step 6, while Armthorpe Welfare are many people's tips to do well after making some excellent signings throughout the summer. The beaten playoff sides from last season, Dearn and District, Ilkley Town and Wakefield, would all expect to be pushing for promotion again. Wheresby Bridge Athletic finished just 6 points short of the playoffs after a really slow start to the season. They'll hope to carry that momentum into the new campaign. Club Thorn Colliery finished comfortably mid-table in their first season in the league and will hope to make further progress. Maltby Main finished firmly in mid-table after relegation the previous season. Can they challenge for a return to the Premier Division? Another team to watch, Athersley Recreation. They had a really strange season, 24-25. They looked like they were going to challenge for promotion before dramatically falling out of contention, ultimately finishing 5th from bottom, but comfortably comfortably 12 points clear of the relegation places. They'll be hoping to replicate their form from the first half of last season through the entire campaign, rather than their form from January onwards. Brigtown fell out of playoff contention towards the end of last season, but again have recruited well, including Adam Drury and Lewis Collins from Grimsby Borough. I would expect them to be challenging. With a total of 886 league games to come, plus 6 playoff matches and 43 League Cup ties over the next 40 weeks or so, there's sure to be many twists and turns. Good luck to all the sides ahead of the opening weekend. We've got 2 major rule changes ahead of the new season. One is the 8-second rule for goalkeepers. This has been introduced by the FA in an attempt to reduce time wasting. I think there's nothing more frustrating when your team's 1-0 down and the opposition goalkeeper captures the ball with a few minutes to go, throws himself on the floor, pretends to make a save, rolls about, etc. So that's designed to reduce this kind of thing. So when the referee deems that the goalkeeper has got control of the ball, so i.e. when he's caught it, he will have 8 seconds to get rid of the ball. The referee will count down 8, 7, 6. When he gets to 5, he will indicate with his fingers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if we get down to 0, it's a corner. If the goalkeeper does it a second time during the game, it's a corner and a yellow card. And if he's daft enough to do it for a third time, you think you can guess what's happening. It's a corner, a second yellow card, and off he goes. The other major rule change is the captain's only protocol. This is designed to reduce dissent and unsavoury incidents, really. So in major incidents, the referee will be seen to tap his arm where the captain's armband will be. And this is an indication that he only wants to speak to the captain. And another player from the team enters this 12-foot exclusion zone, that player will be cautioned. And in steps 5 and 6, where we play, that will automatically mean that player goes for 10 minutes in the sin bin. If more than one player, as well as the captain, enters the area, then that club will potentially face a misconduct charge that will be reported to County FA, and it's going to cost the club some money. So hopefully we'll see an improvement in less dissent during the league as the season goes on. Looking ahead to the new facilities we've got, we're welcoming Route 1 Rovers, who are ground sharing with Albion Sports. That's a new facility called My Rocher in Bradford, being a completely rebuilt facility on a former playing field. Brigtown have installed a 4G playing surface and made improvements to the rest of the stadium, while Goole are partway through their renovations with the pitch due to be completed this week. What will eventually be a completely new facility, new stands, changing rooms, car park, and the removal of the running track from around the pitch. This should all be completed by the end of March. Eccles Hill United have moved around 10 miles from Bradford and will be playing their home games at Keighley Cougars Rugby League ground. As always, thank you for your support of the teams in our league. Whichever game or games you are going to watch this weekend, with options on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, it's possible to do multiple games. Have a great time.
Next up, NCEL talk. I'll hand straight over to host Aaron Walton.
The eve of a new Northern Counties East League season 25-26 and our first podcast of the aforesaid season. And it's welcome back to Si. Jordan might be popping in, myself, Aaron. We've got Richard here. We've got non-league royalty with Adam. Bob's away, fact-finding on 4G pitches, we think. And we welcome Lee, giving us an official view on all things NCEL when he feels like it.
Absolutely.
So welcome, Lee, to our merry men of people who don't know the first thing about football. So we've got a lot to get in really on our sort of first podcast. So it's been the usual merry-go-round of managerial changes, players swapping clubs, new players having the first taste of NCEL, and familiar faces coming back into the league. And plus, good job we've got Lee on tonight, because a couple of changes in the laws of the game, isn't there, Lee? Which we'll look at a bit later, which should make the game a bit better, we hope. So, with much to get through in such a short space of time, I thought we'd have a whistle-stop preview of both leagues, who we think might do well, play beyond expectation, dark horses, etc., etc. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start with the Prem first. And we've got 4 new clubs in the Prem, haven't we? coming down Liversidge and Sheffield FC, and coming up from Division 1, Horbury Town and Wombwell Town. So I don't know. Jordan will be joining us at some stage, and he can give us some insight into Horbury. But I don't know what you guys think. I think it's hard seeing past the usual culprits, really. Beverley Town, Albion, Sports, Rossington, Campion. Have I missed any out? Adam, what do you think?
So I think I've got all of them basically up near the top. I think this year though, I think the teams that came down are going to be quite strong, which hasn't been the case. Like Winston got back-to-back relegations, Tadcasters struggled first couple of seasons down, but I think Liversidge and Sheffield will probably be at least in the top 5.
Really, yeah. I've not seen Sheffield. I didn't see them last season. I saw them season before when they played Winton. I saw Liversidge last game of the season against Cleethorpes. Bearing in mind Cleethorpes were champs, it was a 1-1 draw, and Liversidge looked very strong. And obviously they've recruited well, haven't they, over the pre-season? So they look good. Richard, what do you think? You've seen a lot of football.
I'm inclined to agree. I thought Sheffield and Liversidge, I think they're going to be in the top 3. Like you say, a lot of the relegated teams are a lot stronger than what we've had in previous years.
Yeah.
I think I would pick them out. I think Beverley will do well again.
Well, they've had a terrific pre-season. I know pre-season means nothing, but they've still done so well, haven't they? Pre-season,
Penistone are always up there, aren't they?
They are, and they don't tend to recruit lots and lots of players each season. They tend to have a nucleus of the same team. I know they've got a new manager, but he's been in the background anyway, hasn't he? I know Steve Lenthal's sort of retired, but I bet Steve will still be there. Lee, what do you think? I mean, you've seen a lot of football, haven't you? You've run the line and refed, so you've seen a lot of these teams. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's same again as last season. Obviously, Beverley was strong. I think the thing that helps Beverley is you've got a guaranteed crowd pretty much every week. And obviously running the line at Beverley, I know the crowd help a lot. And then, just usual culprits. And I'm not too sure about the teams coming down, but I imagine they should be pretty strong coming from where they've come.
Yeah. Si, what about, because you've seen the teams who've come up, haven't you? What do you think to them? Do you think they've got a really good chance?
I was just going to say this. It's naturally going to talk about the teams that were challenging last year and the ones coming down. But for me, we've seen before that teams coming up, Beverley a perfect example. They have some momentum. They've, both Horbury and Wombwell have had terrific seasons last year, and they've kept a lot of the same squad by the looks of things. Added a few people to it, and they're both going to be pushed. I'd certainly think they're going to be top half, I would expect, just because they've got that momentum that's going to, you'd expect, give them a good start to the season.
Yeah, winning mentality means a lot, doesn't it? And it certainly sticks with them. So, so that's definitely those. I mean, any outside teams we think might do? Any dark horses? Richard?
I think Pickering did pretty well, didn't they? I could see them getting involved.
Yeah, well, we enjoyed watching them last season, didn't we, Richard? When we were commentating, they were very easy on the eye. Good team to watch. So you think Pickering? What about you, Adam?
To be honest, I can't really see any dark horses as such. I agree with Si. I think I've been guilty before. Downplaying the teams that have come up. Very rare they have an off season. So I could easily see potentially Horbury or Wombwell potentially pushing up there. Like I say, it's going to be tough, but it won't surprise me if at least one of them, are pushing for playoffs at a minimum.
Definitely. Lee, have you think any dark horses? Anybody might surprise you?
Yeah, I just have to echo the fact of Pickering, really. I mean, I refereed, Landham a few times last season, and although they didn't have great results, you could see they was trying to play some type of football they had planned. I do think a lot of what cost them last season is discipline. I mean, I don't know if you check the tables, but as far as I was aware, they was down there.
Yeah, they do tend to like a little bit of a chat back at an argument, don't they? To be
Yeah,
honest.
I think we did one game there last season, or it might have been just the season before. I think there was 5 red cards in the game.
Wow,
So,
wow. I assume your pencil snapped with all that writing.
well, the referee certainly did. I just stood back and observed.
Yeah. When you was running the line, was you over the far side or was you over on the near side?
That particular night, I was on the quiet side with just a fence behind me. So
it's a bit bumpy over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's certainly an uneven pitch.
When you're running the line, sometimes you can see the line all disappearing.
Yeah, definitely.
So 2 for Pickering. Now I'm gonna say, now they'll shoot me at this club. I'm going to say Bottisford Town. Just as an outside check, they've recruited really well. So they've got the evergreen Steve Ridley. I mean, he's as fit as anybody, Steve. I know he must be 105, but he's probably as fit fit can be. You've got Jack McMenemy, Clay Bryant from Winterton. He's come back, and Josh Eccles. They've got Eddie Rogerson, Tazaire, Cooner, the goal scorer. So I think if Bottisford click, I think there might be a dark horse. But I'll probably get shot there for saying that. But they're my outside bets. So we've gone through those. Let's have a look at Division 1, and we're gonna go straight to Si. Si, 6 new clubs you've got in that league, haven't you?
There's a lot of unknowns there, isn't there?
There is, yeah. I mean, you've obviously got dropping down from the Prem. You've got he's not here tonight, otherwise we'll get the low down, the high down, and everything about them. Goal. We've got Winterton Rangers coming down, but you've got the likes of Crowell Colts, Doncaster City, Leeds University, and Route 1 Rovers. I don't think I've missed anybody, have I?
No, 6 new clubs. Yeah, that's it. 6 out, 6 in. Couple of unknown quantities in there, so it's a bit difficult to predict.
Yeah.
And I think the suspects that were up there from last season are going to be there again. So the likes of Durn, Maltby, Ilkley, I think, are going to be strong again because they looked really good last season. I'd expect, obviously, Wakefield to be up there. We've had playoffs 3 times in a row. I don't think that's our way out of this division.
You've got to win it. You've got to win it.
And yeah, I do expect Doncaster to be strong. That's the one that everyone's sort of talking about, which might take a bit of heat off us for a bit.
Yes.
And I think Goole as well. I think they looked good towards the back end of last season. So I think of the 2 coming down, I thought Goole would be strong, but I've seen people say Winston as well. So
yeah, I've seen them pre-season and they look good. Yeah, they look good Winterton pre-season, and they've got Robbie Start in charge, who's what he don't know about football ain't worth knowing. So he's a good man to get in charge, and they're giving youth a good chance, and they look strong. But that's by the by. So you've said the usual suspects then, Si. I'll tell you who we'll go to. We'll go to the man who follows everything in Doncaster. We'll go to Adam Gittings.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think 2 years ago in League Below, Central Midlands, there were a really good title race between Durham District and Donny City. I think it might be a similar story here, but I think the other team's going to come out on top this time. I'm struggling to see past Donny City, to be honest with you. And that's what a Rovers fan as well. But yeah, I think, like I say, they've got a lot of backing, a lot of momentum behind them. That's just going to get stronger. I mean, it's a big step up, from step 7 to step 6, but I think they'll have what it takes. And then, like I say, I think the usuals. I think Wakefield will be up there. Durham District, I think, will be up there. I think Maltby they've recruited well. I think they'll have a strong season. And I feel the race at playoffs will be quite interesting as well. I think you've got like Goole, Brigg, Ilkley, and there'll definitely be a few outsiders, but unknown teams coming in from West Yorkshire. So it's going to be an interesting league this year, I think.
Yeah. I think it definitely is. Lee, have you all got any thoughts on Division 1?
I just think it's going to be a good division, I think, this season. I think it's certainly going to be exciting. Obviously, 6 new teams. I mean, I couldn't really guess at what's going to happen in that league. But I think it's going to be entertaining either way.
Definitely. Richard?
I just thought Gould did well those last quarter of the season. If they keep that sort of form, and it looks as if they've kept the players. I think they'll be up there. And I thought what Adam said about Doncaster City, you read good things about them, and he's just confirmed it. And obviously, I think Wakefield will be up there. They'd be my 3, I think.
Wakefield, yeah. There's some, Kroll Colts, we'll see how they go on. Route 1 Rovers, they're Bradford team out. They're sharing grounds with Albion Sport, if I'm correct in my thinking, yeah. So we'll see how Route 1 Rovers go. Obviously, Wakefield they're perennially up there. They've got to win it this season. They've got to come up. They've got to. But we're not saying anything, Si. We're not putting... Because that's why I've not said anything about Barton Town, because I do not want to be held responsible for putting a curse on Barton. So that's why I'm not mentioning Barton. So we think the usual suspects in that league. As I say, there's quite a few new clubs coming up, so we hope they all do well and put a good performance in. But I want to go now. I want to have a chat with Lee about these. I think there's a couple of is it laws of the games or rules changing slightly?
Yeah, there's obviously the new laws of the game around the keeper holding onto the ball. It's good in theory. They needed to do something because that rule, first and foremost, I'm a football fan. And then obviously when I took up refereeing, that rule is just the law. It's just it's ridiculous. Like I said to one manager last season, when was the last time you ever saw that get given as an indirect free kick? Like it just never gets given, and yet you turn up and you expect us to give it. Like, yeah, I agree with you. We should be giving it, but you never see referees give it. So it needed some type of change, definitely. Whether it happens or not, I think there was a clip the other night in the Women's Euros. I think a keeper had it for 30 seconds or something and nothing happened.
Wow. So
what is the rule? Just to remind the listeners, sort of what's the new ruling with regarding the goalkeepers holding the ball?
So it's when the keeper's under control of it, they've got 8 seconds. The referee will count down from 5 visually. And then if it gets to the end of the 5 and the referee sees fit, they will award a corner to the attacking team. So you should be seeing referees visually counting down from 5 quite a lot. The only thing is, when referees once do that, once they get to 0, they're going to have to give it because they're just going to look silly if they don't give it. So it's when they start that count is when it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really good that they brought it in because there's so much. I know you'll say, "Oh, it's time wasting," whatever. I know they'll say, "Oh, well, we'll put the time on at the end of the game," but it breaks the game up, doesn't it? If somebody's putting pressure on, they've done what they needed to do. They've stopped that. They've stopped that pressure somewhat. So, I think that's a good one. And the second change. Now you'll be able to explain this a lot better than me. It's a bit like rugby league, like a captain's challenge, or captain is the only one who can chat with the ref. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've sort of tried something like this before. As far as I was aware, it was kind of only captains challenging anyway. But it's a new rule that's coming in, and it's one of them again. Is it something we're going to see happen and work well, or is it come Christmas it's going to be forgotten?
I think it could get messy.
I hope it works because at times the game's a mess with challenges and everybody complaining, and
you'll sometimes you'll get 3 or 4 of them round the referee, or you'll get the comments that they give, and you don't need it. Sometimes it's bad enough for the crowd, never mind the players.
I think the worst ones for me, it's when it flares up over a throw-in on the halfway line, and it's like, you're going to get a sin bin or a red card because you're arguing the toss about a throw-in. Like, deal with the possible bad decision. Yeah, we might have got it wrong. It's a throw-in at the end of the day. Let's just get on with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, it's so difficult, isn't it? I mean, they're always having a go at the line, and especially on where the subs are and what have you. I know there's only supposed to be so many stood up, isn't there? But if you're if you're at one end and then the ball's gone out and the referee can't quite see it and you're supposed to give a decision, they're going to have a go at you. But you're thinking, how can you see through all them players? It's so difficult for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I always say, like I say, I'm a fan. I played football, and I was so shocked when I did my first game refereeing, shocked when I did the first game on the line. I think unless you've actually done it, it's very hard to pass comment because I was so surprised how difficult it is.
Yeah. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think sometimes it's harder being on the line than it is actually refereeing.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to mention that. Like, the referees always say pre-match, like, just blame me because I can run away from the incident. But for 90 minutes, we've always got that one guy in the crowd who's giving us dogs abuse behind us, and it just doesn't move.
Yeah, exactly. You've only got that bit, but and also I think sometimes with the job, I mean, it's a split second. If you're not concentrating, a split second, then you're behind play, and you sort of, I've got to catch up with playing, that type of thing. And I think you're absolutely shattered from concentrating because it's so difficult, isn't it? I mean, it only needs a second. I know you're supposed to be concentrating, but we're all human. You might be thinking, it's 4:30. What am I going to have for my tea? I'm a bit hungry. That type of thing. And the ball's gone up, and you're not quite up with play, are you? Sometimes, so
absolutely.
It's absolutely shattering trying to concentrate. So, but that's the life of an official, isn't it? So
yeah, you know what you're getting into.
How many games have you done, Lee? Or in the NCEL? You've done a few because I've seen you at Barton quite a bit.
Yes, I've been on it. I think I started just before COVID, and then obviously it all got broke up. So I think I've done about 5 seasons, and I've pretty much opened my diary every weekend. So pretty much every weekend I've landed a game.
Yeah, and they're struggling, aren't they? And you've retired then, and they're struggling. They might want you back.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of retiring last season, but I give it one more season. And to be fair, I had a really good season. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this season, and I think you kind of know when you've reached your limit, and that's around everything. I mean, we all have a personal life. I'm self-employed, so having to give up a Saturday could mean me giving up a day's work. And it's things like this that people sometimes don't realise. Like, you can be giving up a Friday night, a full Saturday, just for the sake of a 90-minute game. Like, and that's that. I know that's the role. I'm not complaining, but that's just what goes with it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. People forget that, but that's a good one to do. So we've gone through those little rule changes. Is there any players that are going to stand out for us this season? Do we think, Richard? Have you got any thoughts of players transferring or moving clubs, or who are going to stand out for you? Or you're looking forward to actually watching in the commentators' box?
Good question. Can you come back to me?
I'll put it on your toes, my friend. Who can we go to? I'll tell you, we'll go to the wealth of information of Mr. Adam Gittings because he knows every player, doesn't he? So, Adam, is anybody you fancy seeing, or you look forward to having a look at?
Trying to think of other clubs. In terms of, I'll go with Rosso because I know the players more about that than the others. The Fielding brothers are back. What's his name? Sorry, Callum Fielding, the goalkeeper. They had him a while ago. He's been at Hallam. He had a bad ACL injury. So he's been out for a couple of years. And his brother Reese as well, who was centre back. I think he was at Sheffield FC last season. So, like I said, both of them have joined. I think it's the first time playing at the same club together as well. And yeah, two solid players to have. And also, we've got a young lad. What's his name? I forgot his first name now.
Just say his second name. Can you remember?
Bowles. It's a
Bowles, yeah.
Bowes.
Oh,
Young
yeah.
16-year-old kid. I think it's Oliver, actually. Oliver Bowles, I think his name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's only young, but he's going to be a good player. Rapid, skillful.
Yeah. Yeah.
He scored 3 or 4 in pre-season for Rosso against good teams as well. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he could be one to look out for this year.
I think the if they can get through a full season, as I've said, because with injuries and illnesses and things, and players being unavailable, I think if Rosso can get that little bit of luck, I think they're going to have a good season. Because I think they've kept a lot of the players, haven't they, as well?
Yeah, I think problem last year was we had a very young squad. We had a few experienced heads, but manager left halfway through the season. A lot of players left as well. But
yeah,
I think, like I say, Greg Young's first kind of full season with squad, I think we've recruited really well. Like I said, we've had a lot of experience. Like I say, Field Liam King's come back, who's an FA Trophy winner. So yeah, I think we've got that good mix of youth and experience. So
yeah, definitely.
I think it's pushing the playoffs, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so. It's just as I say, at this level, there's a lot of things in there at this level. It's not just playing well; it's making sure you can keep clear of injuries and illnesses, making sure players are available, making sure your games don't get postponed, and you don't want a backlog. There's so many things, so many variables in there. If you have a good cup run, sometimes that's detrimental, isn't it? It's not detrimental to the chairmans because the chairmans will be rubbing their hands, but it is detrimental sometimes to the teams. So that's yours. What about you, Si? Have you anybody at Wakefield that maybe have joined or you want to see again?
Yeah, I think the key thing for us is and the managers themselves towards the back end of the season, especially, we're lacking firepower, and hopefully with the signings we've made, we've kind of seen to that. We've got Ash Flynn from Maltby, so he's come back for a second stint.
Do you think you'll keep him? He doesn't last very, very long, does he?
Look very sharp pre-season. I hope so. This is but that's the thing at this level. This is why it's different. You don't want to sort of like put too many names out there because you don't want anyone else to listen.
I know. But if you can keep hold of Flinney, I mean, he knows where the back of the net is, doesn't he?
But yeah, he's quality. We've got Akil Francis back. We had him for the first half of last season. He was very good. A few good signings in midfield that we've got. So yeah, I think it's looking strong. The one player who left us that will definitely be an asset to another team I'd highlight is Jaden Sandu, who's gone to Leeds University.
Oh, right.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I was thinking earlier when we're talking about the division, there's a couple of like home ground derbies this season, isn't there? Because there's Nostell and Leeds that playing at Nostell.
Yes.
And there's Armthorpe and Doncaster playing at Armthorpe. So there's two sort of ground derbies.
Yeah, they'll be fighting over the home changing rooms, won't they? But well, let's say that should get some good crowds for those as well. I would have thought. Where are you guys playing this season, Si? Is it
Featherstone?
Featherstone, yeah. I will call it the Big Fellas Stadium, but it's not, is it? Is it the
Millennium?
Millennium, yeah. Well, it was
not
historically known as Post Office Road, wasn't it?
Yeah, we still call it that sometimes. Yeah, it's just
Post
Office Road. It's still where it is. Yeah. I like it there. It's where we it was our first main ground after we played at Cudworth. So a lot of good memories there, and I enjoy us playing there until we get our own.
We get your own ground, yeah. That's one of my favourite rugby league grounds is Post Office Road, Featherstone Rovers, but don't get to go there too often. Lee, has any players you fancy seeing this season taking your eye?
Well, I tend not to keep an eye on players because obviously I don't want to be biased or have it in for anyone. But
do you want any favourites?
I know there was the lad up front for Pickering last year. I don't know if he's still there. Did he used to play for Tottenham? Was he top scorer at a Youth World Cup or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. That's a new one on me.
He scored a really good goal at Celtic Park, I think it was. It's on YouTube. So he stands out if he's still there. I'm not sure if he is. But yeah, other than that.
That's good. Because I tell you, me and Richard, we have a story, don't we, Richard, when we went to Pickering that one night, didn't we? Was it 5-4 to Pickering in the end?
Yeah, cracker, wasn't it?
Yeah, can you remember that fella who sat in front of us kept telling them girls off? Because every time the girls went to get something to drink and eat, Barton would score.
Yeah, yeah.
So you were right roasted, didn't he? So have you thought of anybody, Richard?
Yeah, I was just checking he was still there. I was just thinking about Joe Walton at Liversedge, an
Oh, he's still
NCEL
there,
legend,
yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, his legs have gone a little bit, but he's in midfield now, and he's just like the Rock of Gibraltar there.
And
Absolutely brilliant.
one I think is quite interesting at Liversedge is Brooksbank from Thackley. I think he's a good player.
He is a good player, isn't he? Yeah, because I think Thackley seem to be. I think Thackley are on a bit of a rebuild out there because they've lost the manager. They've got the new gaffer Jamie Price coming in. A lot of the players who've been there for a while have gone, haven't they? I know one of our favourite keepers. He's gone to Campion, hasn't he? So it looks like a bit of a rebuild job for Thackley. And there's been such a merry-go-round. Is there any players who who were surprised have gone to other clubs, or
I noticed
we
that
think,
Unlove's gone to Albion Sports.
Talent and Love, yeah, he has, hasn't he? Yeah, because Eccleshill, there's one for you as well, gents. Eccleshill, they've decided to play at Cougar Park at Keighley. Just when we thought we'd travelled to the outer edges of Bradford, Richard, we have to go further. Just as Silsden go up and do us a favour, we've got to go to Keighley. So that'll be interesting. I think they've done it just to keep the club going, haven't they? Because they really don't get many people going to Eccleshill, do they? And it's a shame because it's such a friendly club and such a welcoming club, and they try and do things right and they try and play football there as well, don't they? Rather than just hoof it about. I mean, we saw a super game last game of the season, didn't we, Richard?
We did, yeah.
Barton won, so it was good. It was a nice trip home anyway. So,
yeah.
But
Better than the usual ones from there.
Oh, yeah. But it's still cold though, wasn't it? Set up in that big stand. So, any other players, gents, that maybe taken our eye, Adam, who've gone to another club? I keep putting you on the spot, mate. I apologise.
Did I see Ross Duggan have gone to Maltby?
Is that right? I possibly has.
Can't remember off the top of my head. Someone told me he had. But if so, that's really exciting for Maltby.
It is, because Ross can just... He just scores from anywhere, does Ross, doesn't he? That's the thing.
Yeah, he's at Maltby, yeah.
If he sticks at Maltby for the season, I think they'll have a good season with Maltby. And I think they're opening the NCEL out partly on tomorrow night. I think it's Maltby, isn't it? I could be wrong.
Yeah, should be a crack about Maltby, Donny.
Maltby and Donny. Are you going?
No, I'm busy tomorrow night, unfortunately. But it sounds like, to be fair, it sounds like they're making like an event of it. I think they've got quite a lot of stuff on. I think they said it's pay what you feel as well. They've got like bounce castles and stuff like that, and food trucks and stuff. So it sounds like
it sounds good, doesn't it? Making an effort. Yeah, making an effort. So let's hope the weather's fine for Maltby, and anybody thinking of going, get yourselves down there and support Maltby or Doncaster City and make it a good night. So anybody, I think that's covered out. I don't think there's anybody. I see Alfie Dodsworth has gone to Sheffield FC. Now, I don't know about you guys. I've always thought when he played for Handsworth, I've always liked the look of Alfie. He looks good player, tricky on the ball. And we've not mentioned Handsworth, have we? The one or two people I've seen in social media have mentioned Handsworth, that they're bet for the doing well this season, because they're always there or thereabouts. They just tend to tail off a little bit, don't they? I like going to Handsworth. It's a good setup, isn't it, guys? There. Yeah. So we're not mentioning them, so they're looking like people are backing them also. Who else? Who else are we looking at? So we've gone through the usual culprit. Eccleshill. Now, Richard, what do you think to Eccleshill? Obviously, they said they've moved to going to Keighley, aren't they, to play the games? So I think quite one or two of the players have left, haven't they? He said Talent and Love's gone, haven't he?
Yeah,
he was the captain. I think they've kept quite a few of the players, so but they're always good to watch. But sometimes, they just get those wrong results. And
he's a big player and love, isn't he? Sort of like made them tick, and sort of like that last game of the season, they weren't that impressive, really, were they? I think they might have a difficult season.
Yeah, could do. Yeah, I mean, it was very windy, wasn't it? And they didn't make the conditions count in the first half. So, and I think Thackley, they're on a bit of a rebuild. As we said, Knaresborough, we've not mentioned Knaresborough, have we? Now they've gone under the radar, very quiet. Always a difficult place to go at Manse Lane, as we well know ourselves, Richard, don't we? Have
Played
you
well
ever
in the cup final, didn't they?
Yeah. They made something of that. Have you ever run the line there, Lee, at Knaresborough? Is it a bit too far for you to go?
I think I was due to be there, and it was during that time when we all had about a month off. So,
all right.
I've never been to Knaresborough, no.
Yeah, well, you'll be careful when you're running down that touchline because there's a brick wall about 4 yards away.
Yeah, as there is quite a few.
Yeah. So, and then in Div 1, I've seen one or two teams pre-season, but Glasshoughton, have they sort of got any new players? Do we know? Or Ilkley, Harrogate Railway, Maltby, Selby are always looking pretty strong, aren't they? Selby in that league.
Someone, to be honest with you, someone who I don't think they'll get playoffs, but could be a bit of a dark horse this year. Armthorpe. They've made some good signings, and I watched them against Rosso, and I know it's all the pre-season, but they played it around really well. To be fair, look, a very well organised team, and I think they'll. I weren't sure how they'd do this year because they've been, like I say, mid-table, lower end last few years, but they seem to, like I said, done some good business, and I don't think they'll be at playoffs, but I think they'll be not far off.
Not far off. People say that, yeah. I've seen a few comments to that effect. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're going to leave because we're running out of time. Just a mention of Bricktown and their 4G pitch. I don't know if you've seen any pictures of it. It's looking really nice. They've got all the railings around the side, and it looks superb. They've made a real good job of that. And I think I'm going to say it very quietly, but it could be Briggs' year this year. It's a bit like Wakey, isn't it? It's not quite. They always play some good football, but not quite. So I'm hoping Briggs are up there with you guys, Wakey, and one or two others. So if we quickly go around then, so I'm going to finish on your one team who you think's going to go up. We've had so Si, in your division, who do you think's going to go up? Don't pick your team because you'll put a jinx on them.
Yeah, I'll go with everyone else. Then Donny City. That's the main
okay. Adam, either division, which one do you think will go up? Your tip for the top.
Division 1, Donny City, and then Premier Liversedge.
Richard.
Yeah, I'm going Liversedge in the Premier and Goole in Division 1.
Right. Lee?
I'm going to stick with Beverley because I think they obviously just missed out last season. And then, I'm going to go with what you said about the new pitch, Brig. I went there a few times last season.
That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.